I pretty much got fired as an agency owner by all of my local clients about a year and a half ago because I was signing them at $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month retainers. And it turns out cash flow went down for a few months for those businesses and my agency got fired. And if you are an agency owner and you've been chasing down clients for payments, you're just sick of charging $1,500 payment to a med spa owner who isn't even running a real business. This video is my best interest to show you exactly how to go from that to signing fat $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month retainers with established companies, literally just using LinkedIn. Now, obviously down below or in any single comment section, I have on my YouTube channel with over 300 videos, I have the entire AI outbound system. It's called the Create MRR AI funnel. And you guys can opt into it down below. You literally just claim the free playbook. Here's what it takes you to. You can book on a call with me after and see if it makes sense to install into your agency. Or you'll just simply get an email with some case studies, with some testimonials. You get access to the school community where you get access to this. This is for the inner circle guys only, but you'll get access to exactly how I'm kind of doing this more in depth and kind of the playbook too. So there's that for you guys. If you're signing clients as an agency owner, okay, you want to be able to be compensated for what you're worth. In other words, you want to be able to provide a solid service and provide solid results, okay? And because you're not able to fully charge the amount that you're worth, you're able to do half-assed results. Now let me ask you this, as an ad agency or as a marketing agency or any kind of agency that you might be running, if you're watching this video, you probably have dealt with this before. You have a specific ad budget for the client or for the, customer who you're helping out. Let's say it's a med spa or a car detailer or a roofer or a contractor or some sort of local business, restaurant, something like that. And you say, look, the ad budget for this month is going to be $1,000, okay? So roughly $35 a day, something like that. And what's going to happen is you're going to charge you that for your card. But then obviously we have a retainer, which is $1,000, $1,500. What happens now? Because you are charging the same amount as ad spend as a retainer, the customer or the prospect or the business owner starts to see this as an unstatistical advantage, and they start to see you as a commodity. They start to say, what's stopping me from going and wasting my own money on ads and doing this myself? When in reality, you're the expert. You have the money to spend on their side, but the reason why you're not actually being charged what you're worth is because you're getting them slower results. Do you think that an ad budget of $1,000 a month is going to perform better than a business or a company that has an ads budget of $5,000 or $10,000 a month on top of the retainer? It's not going to perform as well. It's common sense that the more money you put into a creative or an ad or any sort of set, you will be able to get faster results in. So in other words, the more money you pump into it, the faster you can test, the faster you can iterate, and the faster you can actually see what's going on with your marketing efforts. Now, most agencies are never even able to do that because of the simple fact that they're targeting a broke local business that doesn't even have the cash flow to put into ads and barely enough left over to slide you a little retainer. So with that being said, they're high maintenance. There's a lot of weekly check-ins. I remember having to do this. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I was stuck in this rat race for so long. Okay. I have so many videos out there on the channel talking about the exact system of how I sign these companies. We use Clay for AI personalization. And then we use LinkedIn to send out or to scrape the data. And then we use HeyReach as an automated LinkedIn sending platform. There's various different ways we do it. But there's other videos that go over it. But literally, the worst client signed for your agency are local business clients. Okay. One location, one campaign, dead end. Okay. So a lot of these local clients, they have only one location to market at. And after you already burn the entire demographic, or it's not even you, previous marketing agencies or previous agencies in the past have burned said location in wherever in the United States or UK or wherever you're based out of. And guess what? That local market has seen so many crappy ads for that business that they are totally ad blind to whatever ads are going to come next or appear next about that business. So when you come in as a marketing agency, say, hey, I'm your savior, I'm going to fix you. What ends up happening is you're doing an even worse job by simply already just burning through their local market as a whole because the local market has already heard about that business and they're sick of it. So there's no scale potential. Okay. It's super high maintenance. There's a lot of weekly check-ins you have to do. It just seems like local clients are, for some reason, smaller businesses or smaller retainers that you sign anywhere under, I'd say $2,000 a month, they just see you as some sort of figure that's just supposed to just bring them, 1,000 leads every single day. They have unrealistic expectations of what actual marketing is. They have low budgets. They don't understand marketing as a whole. They're constantly second guessing what you're doing. And most of the time they are iffy about payments. Now, Obviously, agencies have made a crap ton of money in the local market, all right? But the reason why they have done that is because of one, they have 100 or 50 to 100 local retainers. And I know these people. I know these people that charge, $1,500 and they have 45 customers. And that's amazing. That's great. That's cool. But that requires you to have a decently sized team, streamlined fulfillment, and you have to cut into your profit margins as an agency immensely. So you go from having 70 to 90% profit margins to VA cost, team cost, creative direct, like ad creative director costs, and all of these other things because you are simply just servicing an immense amount of clients as compared to signing a couple of companies that are paying you $5, $10, $15,000 a month, and you can realistically keep your team or your company headcount lower. The more businesses you sign, the more fulfillment has to be done and the more alleys you're opening yourself up to. So with that being said, okay, local clients have a litany of issues. And I think it's amazing for beginner agency owners to start with the local market to get their expertise up. That's how I started. I started off literally building out websites and doing lead gen for some local clients. So I would say, hey, look, you have an email list. I'll build you out, an email newsletter. We'll drive some traffic there. I'll build you out a website. And I kind of started off doing just little projects here and there. And then eventually what I did was played around with ads a little bit, helped out some businesses with ads. And then I kind of pivoted off to this LinkedIn system that I teach called the CMR AI funnel, which is kind of what I just go after. And it's a mixture of AI, LinkedIn, and personalization with Clay and things like that. So I started using that system with local clients, and I realized that there was a lot of just expectational things that were just going wrong. And it wasn't until I literally signed my first company that was doing over $1 million a year where I was like, wow, this is actually pretty solid, because one, they didn't budge about any retainers. Two, they had a decently sized budget. Three, they weren't high maintenance. Four, they had realistic expectations of what marketing was like and how long it would take these initiatives to get off the ground. Obviously, there's a testing period with any sort of agency or any sort of marketing that you do. There's a testing period of, 30, 60, 90 days. It just takes time. We all know this, all right? We're not blind here. If anybody's telling you they can get you 30 booked calls and within 3 days of joining, either you're spending $1,500 in ad spend off the bat, or they're just straight up lying to you. Okay, that's as simply as it goes, all right? So with that being said, the biggest thing here in this video that I wanted to bring to your attention is that, one, you need to target B2B companies, and you need to go on the biggest B2B database there is on earth, which is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. All the companies, businesses are registered there. You need to sell a system. You need to have an outcome that you can sell, not just, hey, I'm going to run your ads for 30 days. All right. 3, what you need to do is you need to obviously be above $15,000 or $20,000 a month. That way you have a proven fulfillment model, you have proven case studies, and you have proven cash flow. I don't recommend any agency owner who's below $15,000 a month in profit to expand a little bit of market or even spend their time purchasing software or tools to do that, because simply you don't have the case studies yet, you haven't built your agency to that point, and you just aren't ready to go up market. Stick with the local clients. Obviously sign 4 or 5 local clients that are paying you a couple grand a month, get around that $15,000 a month mark. Then you can really start thinking about scaling your agency big time. Okay. So what I've done with my personal agency is that we are at the point where we are probably, I think last year we were around 20 to 30K. And now this year we're scaling past $50,000 a month in profit with my agency. All right. And I'm only doing this with companies. I set the rules for myself and I said, hey, look, I'm not going to scale my agency anymore with these quick wins, with these 2 to 1K to 3K to 2K a month retainers. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. I'm only going to scale my agency with $5,000 a month retainers and up. So 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. So it's in my goal here to scale past $50,000 a month in profit with having, with businesses doing over $1 million a year. Okay. I probably could have already been there past 50K a month, right? In revenue, if I was signing smaller clients and smaller businesses. But the issue I have with that is, one, my margins are going to tank. 2, I don't want to have a business to where I'm having to handle 55 different teams and employees over here doing this, doing that. I want to have a slim, streamlined team, and I want to make sure that my margins aren't getting eaten up on the back end, because let's be real, The reason why most agencies pivot to info is because they are burnt out of the amount of customers that they're helping out, and they're realizing that selling info about agencies is a lot easier. Do I sell info about agencies? Yes, I do sell info about agencies, but it's not the typical info of, hey, let's go sign a bunch of med spa clinics here in California and let's get them marketing. No, it's here's how you can strategically place yourself in front of larger companies, sign higher retainers, and actually stack true MRR. Okay. I only did that because I bought createmrr.com. I started doing this for myself, and I had people ask me from YouTube. So if my entire YouTube channel shut down today, right? I had no info revenue stream coming in, no $5, $10, $15,000 a month I'm making from info, right? If that's all done, that's all cooked, basically, I'd still have a legitimate and proper business that I can easily stand by and easily function with, okay? Still have my agency, still market for software companies, still have a lot of contacts who are in need of this service, and I can go hit up at any point in time, and I have a system to where I can do that myself. So obviously everybody's like, you're selling info, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like, yes, I'm selling info, but I am still actively running my agency. I don't need info to put food on the table for myself. I don't need that at all, okay? All I need is just skill set. That's what anybody needs, okay? If you have a skill set of whatever you're doing to even start your agency to begin with, you probably can go out of business and still make the amount of money you're making right now within a few months. You just bounce back up because you already are that person who has a skill set, okay? So that being said, you guys, things you should do is get out of the local market if you're above 15K. If you're not above $15,000 a month in your agency, stack up the case studies, stack up what you're doing because you're not yet there yet, okay? If you're above $15,000 a month in profit with your agency, hey, it's time to take a step back, evaluate how you really want to scale this thing, have a proper system to target proper businesses and companies as a legitimate agency. So hopefully one day you can even exit, because look, here's what I'm thinking down the line. With my agency, I just don't want to like have this YouTube channel and just, have a bunch of info out here and sell a result. That is not really tangible IP that private equity businesses or companies or, investors really care about. No guy's going to be like, oh, you have a YouTube channel of, 100,000 subscribers. Let me buy that off you. I'll cut you a check of 15 million. Like, it doesn't work like that. Okay. All these guys care about is in terms of private equity investors and stuff like that. And I talk to these people on a weekly basis at this point. Okay. And I know people that are actively in the process of selling out their businesses and who have sold their businesses for multiples. Okay. All they care about is IP, which is the value that your company has in terms of what's my cost per acquisition, how long does it take me to acquire a customer, how long do my customers stay, how repeatable is this process, how licensed is this process? In other words, how licensed is your agency? Are you as the founder in the ditches, in the trenches, having to do a lot with your agency, or is it more systemized? Is it more streamlined? Does it flow right? Can a customer go through your funnel, go through your agency, get your agency services, and it's hands off of you? Or how hands off are you in the process? So they care about licensing. They care about how sellable it is, because from a business aspect, all these guys want to do, if you're even looking, more than 6 months down the line about actually exiting your agency, all these people that I've talked to, people that I know have sold their agencies for 10, 15, $20 million plus, all they literally want to do, these private equity guys and people who are going to buy your business, is they just want to purchase it, blow it up, okay, even more, and then go out there and sell it again. Mergers and acquisitions is another thing as well. JT Fox is a huge entrepreneur in the online space as well, but more inside of the real estate space too, and mergers and acquisition space. I highly recommend you guys go look him up too. His name's JT Fox, I think, and yeah, he's pretty cool. So I learned a lot of that from his webinars, a lot of his community and stuff like that. Okay, as well as just my connections here in Austin and people who have sold their companies and people who I'm talking to as well. So that being said, having a long-term vision for your agency is crucial. And the only way for you to really, the only way I've seen people sell their agencies for large amounts of cash flow or large amounts of cash to generate more cash flow with other business ventures is literally by simply having a proven model with an established Rolodex, which basically just means you have an established company, you have established company names that work with you. Like, people know that company that works with your agency or that is marketed for your agency or by your agency. And so already having the established customer base as well as a proven process to generate more customers. So that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm teaching agency owners how to do, because let's be honest, I want to look long term here. I'm not just in this online space just to make a few YouTube videos and like $1 million or $2 million and like exit. Like, I'm here for a huge impact. All right. So that being said, you guys, that's exactly what I do in your agency right now. Check out that free lead magnet right down below. You guys need to go fill it out. It's going to absolutely change the trajectory of your agency. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.